Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to People Perspective in the Pulse, where the mic stays open, the conversation stays real, and the poetry flows naturally. From headache to heartache to healing, headlines to home life, we're talking about it all.
Wait till I start recording. Throw some what on it? Some red?
Throw some amber in it.
Yeah. Is that what you got now?
Yeah, I got it right now.
Oh, okay.
It's crispy. All
Yeah.
right, let's get it rocking.
Okay. I like it. Give me a second. Make sure I'm breathing right and drink some
Take
water.
take my shot from my C7 glass.
Mm.
If that's not showing the contrast, you take water, I take a shot.
And we're recording.
Yes, let's get it rocking.
Yes. So today I called this let's see what happens, because we didn't really have a topic, but like the way our schedules work, we have to record when we can with each other to catch up with each other and be able to get some stuff out. So Chamber was like, I told y'all how much, you know what, I love you. I sent him a message and said, hey, let's record this week. He said today. This was like on Monday, Sunday, I don't remember. He said today. I said no, this week. And he said, is not today in the week? And I was like, you know what? You know what? I can't
Look,
today.
I'm gonna earn my title of being asshole.
Hey. I
I,
mean,
I readily accept that. I'm either gonna be one for you or to you.
hey. So I let you have it. I was like, you right. You did.
Right,
I did say
right.
this week, and today is
It's
this
a
week.
part of this week,
It is.
and here we are. But I mean, and I think this is where I was leaning towards as far as
Mm,
like the subject matter is concerned. It's time, like how drastically things change and
mm,
that fast.
right.
I was listening to another podcast about you know things that you can do to kind of be in the moment, because when you were younger it seemed like a year took forever, and then now as we get older a year seems that you bat an eye and you're like, man, like it was just 2025. Like how many of us bat an eye and it feels like it was just COVID?
Right. Right.
Like
Yeah.
that was 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and it was
Yeah.
COVID, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that, and as I get older I become less anxious about, oh, maybe I need to plan this out. Maybe I need to do this. Sometimes just doing it. And maybe everybody else has been living in that mode and I'm just now getting accustomed to it. But
Mm,
those that know me, sometimes I hesitate. Sometimes I'm like, well, I want to make sure I do it right and do it perfect. And childhood trauma from, being in a household where, everything had to be in perfection and, lockstep, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm hesitant. Now I just don't care. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to try it. Whatever happens, happens. If it works, it works. If it don't, try something else, you know?
right. Time out. Go.
Hilarious. For some
Yes.
reason, I got Tony stuck in my head.
Which one feels good?
No, the other, Let's Get Down. Is that
Let's
Tony?
get down. Let's get down. Let's get down. Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, let's get down in my black Chevrolet.
Hey, let's get down. Let's get down. Let's get down. Okay. So y'all, we had to have a quick
It's
dance break, but
it's
we're back.
but and that goes along with our theme though. That is so classic. Like I could listen to that song 500 times
Mm,
and it still feels like it was yesterday. That song is probably old as dirt.
yeah.
Um, there are just some classic songs, especially when I DJ, like uh, Rocksteady.
Mm,
You can forget about it. I'm gonna play that one to death. 85% of everything that Prince has ever put out. I swear it feels like Michael Jackson just released new music yesterday because his stuff is so timeless. Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes.
It is just, yeah, it just blows my mind. But along the lines of what we were talking about, it's just that so much stuff is not only the good, but like so much stuff in your life can change that fast. You know, everything can be going on a great trajectory, and then all of a sudden it takes one event and it changes everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not too long ago, I just had a layoff at my job, and they laid off people. You could not have told me that the people they intended on laying off were the ones that were going to get laid off. There was no way. You could not have convinced me of that. There
Right.
was no way. Like I was sure these were the golden boys, and I'm pretty sure that they were well taken care of, and no hard feelings. They probably had other business ventures and stuff like that because these were high level people. But it just really threw me off because when it was all said and done, one of the things that was conveyed to us from the senior leadership that was still there, I'm talking about like the head honchos, they were like, yeah, it wasn't performance related, and all of us looked at each other, and I was kind of like, well, if it wasn't performance related, what is that supposed to mean? Like, so they were doing good, but you got rid of them anyway, like for the needs of the business is what was told to us, and
And actually, that could be true. Now that I think about it, because sometimes they will get rid of higher or middle management to bring people in at a lower cost to do the same job.
and in some case, in this case, they didn't. In some cases, they didn't even bring anybody in.
Yeah,
They just left it the same way, and I just even still, I was kind of like, but that put in the back of my mind, so I can do a great job and still get let go.
absolutely.
So
That's with anything.
that's you better
Hey.
speak on it. Like it could be a relationship, it could be
Mm-hmm.
a job,
Yes.
it could be a sport. I know a
Mm-hmm.
lot of really talented spoken word artists that were like, oh, I'm sure they're gonna get a Grammy, or musicians who are super talented and they never
Yep.
got a break.
Yep.
Look, and like for instance, Milli Vanilli was so far ahead of their time.
Mm.
They
Yeah.
were lip sync artists before there
Yeah.
was such a thing as lip sync artists, and
Yeah.
now TikTok and Instagram have made people millionaires
And
off of
AI.
doing that kind of stuff, and AI in general.
Yeah.
And they were just ahead of their time, and these men lost their lives over that. And it's
Yeah.
just,
And
man,
going back to, people being laid off is something. Last year, a lot of people were talking about it, how like over 30,000 Black women had been laid off. I don't know if that's the number, but they had a number out there, and it is a real thing. And a lot of times we talk about people getting laid off, but we don't talk about the people who are still there. Because I've dealt with people who are like literally in your situation, and
hmm,
they're like, when is the other shoe gonna drop? Are they gonna fire me? Why? Like,
yep,
you're left with so many questions that people don't understand, that sometimes working a job and people leaving and getting laid off is almost like an unanswered death, to where you
yes.
don't have the answer, but these people are gone. Now you have to fill in, and it's just like they just want you to keep going like nothing happened, like these people never existed.
And then just say it like it's no big deal. And I'll be honest with you, even when I got to this job, um, my entire career has been engineering or maintenance related. I'm always out fixing something in one way, shape, form, or fashion, coming up with new ideas, different ways to do stuff, being creative. I'm mechanically creative, is what I like to say. But even in coming to this job, I had to tell them like I have to admit that I am a little um, I don't want to say gun shy, but like I'm a little apprehensive. That's the word I'm looking for,
Mm,
because I'm just so used to going to a position thinking I'm doing well, and then I get my head chopped off, and I'm asking questions. And I remember the position I had before this. I had spoke to one of the senior leaders and said, "Hey, if you got a moment, I kind of have some ideas to bounce off of you just to make sure that I'm on the right track." This dude looked me in my face and was like, "Yeah, no problem. I'll be here till tomorrow," knowing good and full well he was there until tomorrow to fire me.
right.
And I was like, "That's the like you for real?" And then and then the position before that, I had a situation where like our we had and I know people say all the time, oh, uh that never really actually happens in jobs. Some people are exaggerating. I had a boss that was insanely verbally abusive, and the
Mm,
HR department let him do it because he was practically untouchable. He had
right.
several complaints against him, but I was like, I'm trying to do the right thing because I'm trying not to snap on this man. So I issued my complaint. Next thing
Mm-hmm.
you know, I went from being the top, the high earner, the guy who always got stuff done, to all of a sudden he wanted to get rid of me. And he did it according to them, and it wasn't retribution. And I was like, you can't be serious. Like, there's so many ins and outs of it.
Yeah.
So, like you said, even in whether it be relationships too, you
Mm-hmm.
go from one relationship into another relationship and you seem apprehensive about it. And if you don't find a partner who's willing to like walk you through it and like say, hey, look, I get that you went through some things before, that's not here. I've legitimately looked people in their face and say, yeah, that's what the last person said.
Just like a job. Oh no, we're family. This is what we do. We this, we're that. Yeah, that's what the last job said.
I
Like,
got you, bud. We're gonna take care of you. Don't you worry about it. We're gonna give you all the training you need. Whatever you need, I have an open door policy. You know how many closed doors I stood in front of that had an open door policy?
right, right. And I will say it's gotten worse because they're able to do it. They're able to behave the way that they're behaving. They're able to, with no retribution, because a lot of times, they see how people are behaving up top, and they say, well, okay, well, these people got to take it because,
What you gonna do?
yeah, the person who's running the country can do it. So I can do it too. I can get
Yeah,
rid
I
of
mean,
people however I want or do whatever. So
so
it's go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. So I was just gonna say, along that same thought process, you know how when I was looking for a job,
Mm,
on one hand, the recruiters will say, in order for you to get a pay raise, you should be transitioning from a position into a new position every 2 to 3 years,
mm,
because you're not going to get a regular raise on your job as rapidly as you would if you transition to a new job, right? But then on the other hand, I had recruiters look at my resume and go, yeah, but it looks like you just hop around from job to job. And I was like, no, I haven't been at a job for like 30 years, but who has? The last job I stayed at for 10 years was the military.
right, right,
And then most of the career transitions that I made were because I moved, and I had to explain that to the recruiter. But look at the way that people would just look at your resume and make a ready assumption about you. And I love the fact that you equated it to everything else,
mm,
similar to how in a relationship situation, a person would see a woman with a child and just assume that, oh, you must have had failed relationships. No, her man died. How you not know that? Like, people are so quick to pass judgment without understanding all the parameters.
right. Or you dated a lot of people, and so now you got a lot of bodies. Not necessarily. At one point in my life, I was a 2 week queen. I would date somebody for 2 weeks, but guess what? I realized I didn't like them,
And you
and they
probably
were
did
out.
him a favor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I have, and I hate to admit it now, but like, I have slowly started to be more at ease with the transitions that I've made out of certain situations, whether it be relationships, friendships, or even like career wise, because I realize, even looking back on it now, whether it be because they're doing better or I'm doing better, if I had stayed, it would have just got nothing but worse.
Right.
If it wasn't this situation, it would have got something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And
And
sometimes you just got to know when to pull the ripcord and get out of there. You know what I mean?
yeah. And I will say, being in the military taught me that, because people are always moving in, moving out, like they move us around every few, couple to few years.
Hmm.
And sometimes even at the same duty station, you'll have
Yep.
different jobs.
Yep.
So that taught me that they don't care about none of this, because they will put somebody else in your spot, or they
In a
will move
heartbeat.
you just cause. Like,
Mhm.
they can do whatever they want to do with you. So I
Yeah.
knew then that, I'm not, I don't want to say not being, but no, I'm not being loyal to a job or a position when, if something happens to me tomorrow, no, what y'all gonna
Right.
do? Filling in, and I
They're
realize.
not
I
gonna
mean,
close
I
the
always,
doors to the business.
huh?
They're not gonna close the doors to the business just because you left.
Right, and I
Right.
realized that drastically when I was working at the prison, and one of the ladies that was working there passed away. They literally went on the next day like nothing. And like, people wanted to talk about it, inmates wanted to talk about it, people who work with her wanted to talk about it, and they're like, no, we're gonna keep going. Like, I had people come, like people who work there, just come sit in my office. I was like, hey, you can come talk to me, because they're not addressing it. Like, the prison wasn't addressing it. They wasn't trying to do anything. Like, somebody was here today and literally just passed away,
Gone.
and y'all like, oh, okay. I didn't even find out till I got to work. Like, it's, yeah.
And
So just
lack of
seeing it in
taking time
action.
seriously.
Hmm?
Lack of taking time seriously.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's one of those things that, when it comes to employment, we need it to eat, to live. We need what it gives us, which is the money.
Hmm.
But also, we have to be mindful that we still have to take care of ourselves, whatever that looks like,
Yeah.
and not be at that place all the time, not giving our all. When the time starts is when your time starts, and when the time ends is when it ends. You don't have to
Mhm.
give them extra if they're not paying you extra. If you
Mhm.
ask for extra and they say, oh, we don't have it, your time is up. Your day is ended. Whatever time you're supposed to get off
Right.
work is the time you leave that place. Don't take nothing with you.
That's right.
Yeah, the profession I worry about the most are teachers, because sometimes they take that stuff, and I'm like, I try to talk to the ones I know. I'm like, can you just try not to, like, but it's not enough time in the day when you're dealing with people all day. You have
Yeah.
maybe a planning period, maybe a lunch period. Sometimes that's the same period,
Hmm.
and you're not able to get all the stuff done that's required of you. So I,
Hmm.
I really feel bad for teachers, because sometimes they can't stop the stuff at the door.
And I think that anything that you find passionate, I remember I had a plant manager, and they used to always say this. They would go, take the emotion out of it. It's nothing personal when we're talking about like work related stuff. And I go, now it's pretty personal to me
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, I'm spending almost a third of my life in this building with you people. How you gonna tell me not to take it personally when when if I lose this job right now, it literally has an effect financially. It'll impact everything that I own, everything that I have, where
Mm-hmm.
I live, what I drive, whether I have food on the table or not, what my next day looks like. Like my
Listen.
mental health. Like you gonna tell me
Yes.
not to take it personally? And it
Mm-hmm.
literally has and it just being at this job that I probably already don't like because of the people I am forced to interact with to do what I love doing, and you're gonna tell me it's not personal? Oh, the hell it isn't.
Right.
It's
No,
really,
I get it.
I don't think a lot of people take into account how serious a job is. Everybody always wants to, and I feel like it's a cop out when they go, oh, it's just business, it's not personal.
Yeah, that's a cop out.
That's a
That's
cop out.
trying to remove themselves from it, but
Right.
still putting something bad onto you. They're trying to remove themselves from it. That's all.
Right. It's no different than like a legal system that says, well, that's the law. Yeah, but the law was meant to be organic and to change based on the system that's around it. Like there are some laws that don't take some things into account. That's why we have a constitution that's supposed to be that morphs based on the needs of the country that it's developed in. Like, I'm fairly certain when the forefathers wrote the Constitution, they did not take into account cyber attacks and AI and hacking and computers and all that stuff. They
And
couldn't.
black
They
people,
probably couldn't even fathom that kind of stuff.
they didn't even take into account black people at that time. So
Thank you. We weren't even considered humans at the time. So
no,
imagine what the face of this world looks like for the people who wrote the Constitution back then. Like, really?
right, right,
Come on. And I think one of my favorite things is to see people show compassion when it's needed the most. A judge
right.
who sees a woman who comes into his courtroom and she's got a ticket, and they're about to impound her car, but then he realizes the reason she's got that ticket is because she's sleeping in the car, and impounding the car means impounding the one thing she has to get back and forth to work and where she lives. The
Yes,
judge that realizes, oh, she needs that vehicle to get, like, I don't think a lot of people take that into account, and a lot of times we do it based on our perspective of the world. Well, I don't understand what's the big deal. It's just a car.
right. But there was a judge in he passed away, I think last year in
Hmm.
Providence. There was a court
Rhode
show.
Island.
Yeah. And that's what it's called, in Providence. I think that was the name of it. But it was a court
Okay.
TV show, and he was so nice, and he would always try to help people. He would try to give them breaks, cut down on their fines and their fees and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And he was very nice, and he passed away. I think 2025
Well,
or
RIP to him,
24.
because they need more like that. And I think what happens is people often feel like being nice.
Caught in
And
Providence is the name of it. Judge
it's called
Frank Caprio.
Frank Caprio. Really, I know. I
Yes.
remember him. Um,
Yeah.
I feel like people feel like if you're nice, it makes you vulnerable. But I feel like if you're too anything, it makes you vulnerable.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I forget where I saw this at, but the difference between nice and kind, and I think we
Hmm.
talked about this because somebody was like, Southerners are nice, Northerners are kind or can be. So the difference with nice is be like, no, baby, we're not doing that. I'm not gonna help you with this. Yes, it's so sweet. Like, it sounds sweet. It sounds nice. Bless your heart, sugar pie, sweetness.
If
But
you
they
like it,
said
I love it.
yes. But they said a northerner will see somebody struggling, like to go down some steps with a baby carriage. They will push the person out the way, curse the whole way down, put it down on the step for them, walk away cussing, and go about their business. But a southerner is gonna be like, "Oh, bless your heart. I hope you can get that down. That look like you." And so
That
that's
looks
what
like a
I was like.
struggle.
Oh my goodness, that is a distinct difference between nice and kind.
Be
Sometimes
careful now.
you can be both. Yeah, yeah. But being nice is not always what people think it is.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Kind is a little better.
And I'm from up north, so I readily accept that. I can be kind to you all day long. I ain't nice.
Cause I'm gonna be nice. Cause I ain't doing no.
End up changing the name of the show, Nice and Kind.
Hey.
We'll cuss your ass out, but I help you. But
Yeah.
and you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? That's exactly how I am with my son. My son be like, my son will know before he calls to ask me a favor. Boy, I'm gonna give you what it is you asking for, but you gonna hear my mouth the
Right.
whole time,
Mm-hmm.
and he knows it.
Yep. Yep. So
because
that's
I
why,
because I want you to be prepared for the next time. Don't put yourself in the position to have to ask me again. Make every possible effort to not be here again because
absolutely.
you know what it's going to cost you.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what it's going to
So
cost you.
yeah. So I know you're looking at, ooh, do I want to say that on here? I
Yeah.
know you have a 9 to 5.
Hmm.
I was gonna say something else. Never mind.
What were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I know you're looking at getting out of a 9 to 5.
Absolutely. I tell them that to their
Okay.
face every day.
Okay.
I'm not afraid of that.
I know, but sometimes people don't want to say it out loud because then they're like, "Oh, these people ain't gonna want me."
But you know what? I'm really at the point now where I'm like, and if that's how they feel, so what? They probably don't like me no way.
Right. Right.
Like let me put it this way. If you put me in a position to want to stay there and I could do right by you, fine.
Right.
But if I see an opportunity for me to grow and build, right? Why would you want to hinder me? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because you making that statement in the beginning of this has now got me equating that to everything. It's the same thing with relationships, right? If
Mm-hmm.
you feel better off without me, why would I force you to be here just because it makes me feel better?
Right. Right.
Like if I'm in a job, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
do a great job and I'm wonderful at it, but I have this opportunity. How many actors have we read the beginning story of and they were great at this job,
Yeah.
but they had to leave to do this audition and the job was like, nah, we can't let you leave. Bro,
Right. Right.
why would you do? And they had to quit the job because they're gonna leave anyway. Like, yeah, you got me here, but my heart is over there. That's where I
Right.
would rather be. So, I love creating and building and fixing stuff. So if this job will allow me to continue to do that and make me happy and pay me a reasonable salary that will allow me to, continue my lifestyle, of course I'd stay.
Mm-hmm.
But if I see an opportunity to do some other things where, my mentality can grow and build and create and learn, I can balance both. But if you get in the way of that, yeah, of course I would want to move on. And I would think if we are a family like you claim we are, you would want that for me,
Right.
right?
Right. No,
I've seen a lot
they
of
only
jobs
want you
where,
for what you can do for them, and that goes in everything.
and I think that's scary. I thought about that one day. I was like, all right, so philosophical question. Let's say you're in a situation where, and I think it's happened before. I'm trying to figure out the best way to ask this. You're with someone and they make you happy, but do you ever take the time to understand if you make them happy
Mm.
appropriately, and what do you do in that situation? And I think that's the resounding question I ask about jobs. I think a lot of jobs and careers don't care if they're making you happy. Are you
Mm-mm.
checking the box that they need? That's all that
No,
matters.
they're paying you. That you're supposed to be happy
And
with what they're paying you.
they readily assume that that's enough. And I've told many a boss, I said, not everybody's motivation is the same. For some
Right.
people, yeah, getting a paycheck is a part of it, but sometimes being with their family is more important. Sometimes
Mhm.
the flexibility of the time that we give them off is important. And to be honest with you, sometimes letting that person stay home is more important. They can still do the job,
Right.
but there are some people who have this innate idea in their head where, no, I want that person to be right next to me at all times so I can see them. And look how
Hmm.
many businesses thrived during COVID by just
Yeah.
letting their people go home.
And now they're trying to get them to come back, and they're seeing that people aren't as productive as they are at home.
Because they don't think about that other tax that comes with that job. Now, I have a wardrobe tax. I've got a
Yeah.
commuter tax. I've got a gas tax. I've
Hmm.
got a frustration tax. Like all those are things that you didn't get when you just had to roll over, make sure you brush your teeth. You didn't even have to do that. Throw on a pot of coffee and it takes you 10 minutes to jump into the first meeting because all I had to do was slide on a polo shirt. Bet.
Yep.
What's up? And I'm still just as productive. And then we have one guy, at my job, cool dude. He's got his kids and he works from home. And sometimes every once in a while, you know how they got the little blur feature? Sometimes a little kid's head will pop up out of nowhere and you'd be like, where the heck is that? And he's got his child with him. He's babysitting, but he's still doing the job that he needs to. And some
Right.
people can multitask appropriately and get that done. But man, God forbid businesses feel like that's okay. And I'm like, but if you thought about it and you ran it correctly, you would be on the same trajectory as some of these other businesses that have been doing it for years, like the Ubers or the Netflixes and some of them other ones that don't have a physical building that they have to have everybody in. I'm not saying that there aren't some businesses that do require people to come into the office. It would be nice to see everybody's face once a week. But in
Yeah.
some cases, man, let them people stay home.
Right. So I'm gonna go back to the taxes that you named. All of those they don't care about because it's not the tax to them.
Right, because it
But
doesn't
the
affect
one
them
thing
as
they
long as you
don't
got the 8 hours in their building.
right. The one thing they don't think about is you want everybody back in the building, but now they just talking to each other. Nothing's getting done. Yeah, they're here, but they over here, they over there, they back there. They taking walks, they taking breaks.
They arguing with each other. You got SA cases going on. You got all types of stuff. HR is running ragged, trying to make sure this person ain't mad at this person for what this person is doing. So and so cook fish in the microwave. You ain't got to do none of that.
Yeah.
You got to send them people home.
I had a job. We used to have so much. I'm not gonna say where it was, but we used to have salad parties, dessert parties. We used to have music blasting over the cubicles. They had like a mail cart thing. We used to push each other in these mail carts down the hall and just cut. We would just have a blast. I don't know how we got anything done most days.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I've got a guy at work. Me and him laugh and joke all the time. It was funny. As a matter of fact, a couple of days ago we said this, and one of the other coworkers was like, "You two act like kids here." And we like, well, we're at work for like 8 to 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer to enjoy spending time with my coworker than to have to come in here and dread looking at you every day.
Right. Right.
Like there are legitimately some people that left that job that like my anxiety went down because they're not there anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I don't praise anybody losing their job. Okay.
So
But I'm very, very much certain that this individual is not hurting financially
right.
at all.
And
Okay.
the way that they treat. So sometimes people also have to be mindful of how they treat people, even if it's one person, even if
Yeah,
it's two people,
you're
because
right.
stuff comes back in different ways. So yeah, that's
And
all I'm saying.
I think that's just indicative of the energy you keep around you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You keep
Yeah.
treating people like garbage, and then you wonder how come you get garbage because that's what you wallow in.
Yeah.
What you mean?
Yeah. I took a job one time. This is when I had first got licensed. It was community mental health. And the owner was like, yeah, they had to fire somebody. The girl hit her or something. I was like, she hit you? Why would somebody hit you? Months later.
What?
Yeah. So I'm going back. I'm saying months later,
Yeah.
I wanted to hit her. If I didn't have my license and if I didn't have my livelihood, and the thing is, you've not seen me when I get mad. Apparently, it's a look. I don't know. I've been told by my son, my ex, couple of my family, like they say I get dark. There's a look
Mm-hmm.
that comes over me, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody gets scared. I don't know what it is. I can't do it. I can't show it to
I
you.
don't want to see it.
I know, and I don't want anybody to want to bring it out of me. To where I scared her. I scared myself. I ain't even gonna hold you. Cause she was talking junk to me through a window, like a doctor's office. We walk in, she was sitting at the window. And as soon as I walked in, she started, and why are you ain't and so I don't know if she thought or knew where I was going. So I kept walking, I opened the door. I think she was coming out to stop me so she can argue with me some more. And I just kept walking up on her. She started backing up. She was like, and then she turned off into another office, and I went on straight back to my office. Girl, don't play with me.
Don't play with me.
I'm
And
not.
and I tell people all the time I choose violence on all the days that don't end in Q.
You do say
Um,
that.
I I and here's my mentality, because I've been in like actual relationships where people just like tried you just because they were like, "Oh, I just want to see what it looks like," and I'm
No,
like,
you don't.
"Why? I don't even want to see it, and I live with it every day of my life.
Right.
I
Hmm.
know what it feels like, and I don't even like that feeling. Like
No.
I'm not looking to get into it with you, but I jokingly say it, but when I say I choose violence, I choose to put up a boundary that says you will either respect me when I'm being serious or you will leave me the fuck alone.
Right.
Period.
Hmm.
And I don't want to continue to give people, and I have in the past, given people option after option, time after time, where they kept pushing my buttons. And the part that sucks with me is it's either 0 or 100. And then by the time said partner who wanted to see what it looked like saw it, then all of a sudden they wanted to judge me now that you've seen it.
Right.
You're the one who wanted this to happen. So
And
how
said
you
it.
mad at me for now you seeing it?
Yeah, I just want to see what it's like. I've had
All
guys
right.
tell me that too. I was like, no, you don't. Because if you get me to that point, it's gonna be over. We're done. Like you don't want to get
They
me.
don't realize that it changes the entire dynamic of the relationship.
Yeah. And
And
I,
I don't want that. I don't want that.
especially if it's purposely. If you're doing it on purpose, oh, we're
Just
done.
because and I've often equated it to, why would you pull the fire alarm just to see what it sounds like?
Right.
Why?
Right.
What was the point? Uh you don't call 911 just and I get that, and I say all that
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like in jobs they do the same thing to you. They push your buttons and push your buttons. Well, because I legitimately believe I had bosses like that would legitimately like push me just to see if I would back up anything that I said. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, bro. Like, what's the point? Like, if I
Right.
tell you that's a boundary for me, why do you feel the need to test it?
Yeah. And
If you
and
tell me I prefer for you to call me Adrian, but don't call me 80, okay. Like, your name is Adrian Charleston. I'm not gonna call you AC unless you're comfortable with that.
you could.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But I would respect you if you said no. Don't call me that.
Right. Right. Right.
I've had people like call me names and they thought it was cute. And I had one plant manager, I legitimately, like, he was making a snide comment about me, and he equated it to somebody else that I reminded him of, but it still felt derogatory to me. So after like the third time him calling to me, I said, "Yo, man, don't call me that."
Right.
Because I gave you two other times. I was like, haha, that's funny, not funny. And I tried to play it off, but then I don't want to fit. I don't even like the uncomfortable space that comes with me having to explain it to you,
Right.
because I
I
know
don't
that,
care.
right. Well, I
I'm gonna
mean,
tell you straight up because you know it goes back to you being nice and kind. I'm nice. I ain't kind. I was working at the prison. We had a new supervisor, and I brand like I you know people and they know who you are, but you don't know people.
yeah.
And she was like, Adrian, such and such. I said, don't call me by my first name in this place. Like I said it before it would eat.
When that auto trigger comes on and you
You
say
don't
some
know
stuff
me.
and you be like, you don't know me like that, homie.
No, call me Charleston. You ain't even got to put the miss on the front. I don't even care about that. You just call me
You got
Charleston. Leave it at that.
leave it at that.
Yeah, because around there we all call each other by our last names,
Hmm.
and I think this person was either at a smaller prison or wasn't at a prison at their last job, so they were calling people by first names. And all we needed was one of the inmates. I mean, they could find our first names. It ain't a secret, but you don't want them just
You
like
don't want to
children.
give them more ammunition.
Yeah, just because they know your first name, be calling you by your first name. So
Right.
no, I cut stuff. I know. I be
I
cutting stuff
mean,
up. And back to the point of the one, like one moment she was saying, you know, one of my last employees hit me, and I'm like, oh no. And then months later, I'm like, oh, I can see that. Because you be trying people and you don't understand, or you do understand what you saying and what you doing, and you
And
playing
you
with
don't
people's
care.
life and their money.
Right. I
And
remember
what you're
one
not
time.
gonna do is do either with me.
I remember one time I was dating somebody, and there was a hole in their bedroom from their ex, and I was like, "Where'd this come from?" It's like, "Oh, my ex," and we both laughed about it. And I swear it wasn't but 6 months later, I was like, "Yeah, I can see why that hole was there, but I'd have put you through it instead of in my hand because you be trying folk too much. Like you play too much.
Yep.
You know, you tell somebody else stop. You know, and I say it stop, and they always gonna
Right.
be like, "Oh, what you gonna do? Do you really want to find out?" Like I don't play with
Yeah.
people like that. If you,
I
all
don't play
right,
with people at all. Like I got
mm-mm,
to, I don't know, probably in my 20s. Yeah. I was like, I don't even play fight no more. Like I would with the boys because I got a son and 5 nephews. We don't play fight anymore. Kind of got too old, but
right,
about 5 years ago, we was still getting it. Like we was still fighting the boys. We'll
mm-hmm,
jump them and it's still play fighting, y'all. We wasn't doing nothing bad to them, but
right.
as they got bigger, they still wanted to fight us. Like, oh, we're gonna take you, we're gonna take you. And
Yeah,
so,
now we good with that now.
yeah. But as relationship wise, I don't play fight. I don't do the little smack and the little hit because I'm gonna get mad. I'm gonna tell you because if I tell you to stop more than once, is I'm picking up something. The next thing
Like
is gonna have to hurt you
you
because you
you
didn't
see
hear
those
me.
pranks when they go too far.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go too far. I'm I'm gonna go
You
too
go too
far.
far. And I know me. I don't like them pranks,
But
or they be like,
I'm gonna tell you before I go too far. Hey, stop playing with me.
and you gonna get that look on your face.
Yeah. Man, one time I got mad at my sister. We were on a vacation, and my son and like my cousins, well, his little cousins, my little cousins, but they're close in age to him. They were all at the pool, and then me and my sister was having an argument in the hotel room, and they came in. My son was walking in, and he saw my face. He started backing up, trying to get out, but hotel room doors closed, and he backed up into the door. He was back. He was like this. He thought I was mad at him because all he saw was my face, and he was like, "Somebody did like, oh, what I do? Somebody done did it now."
He realized you weren't mad at him. You was mad at her. Thank goodness. Cause
Yeah,
boy,
it took him a minute because he didn't say a word. He was just like, "Oh, there's the
it
look."
wasn't me, Mama. I didn't do it.
Hey,
I didn't
yeah,
do it.
yeah,
I've
and
had a couple of them
it doesn't happen
situations.
often. So
I've had a couple of them situations where I, I, I think there were probably 4 times in my life where I just went black, and I didn't remember what happened until after it happened. I was
yeah,
like, I don't like that feeling.
no,
And to be honest with you, we don't say that to boast about, oh, we so big and bad and this, that, and the other.
no,
If I'm being honest, I believe everybody has that in them. They just might
mhm,
not know where that line is. And you
yes,
can act all tough if you want. Like, I've trained myself, and I've been in Muay Thai, I've been in Krav Maga, I've done Aikido, I've done some Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, I've done all these martial arts, but you get a 10-year-old with a knife, and that changes everything. And they catch you off guard one time, you underestimate them, and they juke you, then it's a wrap. You got to be on your P's and Q's. So I would never act like, oh, I'm a tough guy. No, I don't ever want to be in that position, but
right,
I like to be capable enough that if I'm placed in a position and it's a life and death situation, I can take care of myself and the people that I love or an innocent. That's my rule. Always has been, always will be.
yeah.
But I think a lot of people hear when you say stuff like that and want to challenge it because they're like, "Oh, you ain't nobody," and be like, if you
I
just
ain't.
looking for something to do, go find something else to do. But I ain't it.
Yeah, and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna run for if I can get away first from some, not in the situation the situation I explained with that chick I work for.
Hmm.
But like if something is about to happen, I'm going to try to find a way out before I find a way to have to fight, to have to do something.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when it comes to running, I'm not saying I'm the fastest, but in my age group, I am very capable.
I'm very
Because
capable.
what people don't do nowadays is exercise. So something happens, something pop off. If I can walk briskly or do a light jog, I'm good.
I'm out.
I ain't got to worry about. I be like, okay, you got it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna go on about my business.
And you know
Cause
what? You can call me a punk all you want to, but I'm gonna live today.
you gonna say it from me at my house. You're not gonna say it to me. I'm gonna be gone
Gone.
somewhere, and I will call the police. Like
That's right.
I'm too old to
I
be
do
out
press
here.
charges.
Absolutely, and I
I
might
wield
sue.
knives. I draw guns, and I press charges. Keep playing.
Absolutely, I'm gonna tell it. I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
tell you
tell it.
now. Somebody do something. I'm telling it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get on here and tell it. I'm gonna go to court and tell it. I'm going around the corner to tell it. I'm gonna tell it.
And I think so. I heard somebody say that's not snitching.
It's
That's
not.
just reporting illegal activity. Snitching is
Absolutely.
when both of us was doing something illegal, and I only told on you to get myself out of trouble. That ain't snitching.
Right.
It ain't snitching if I tell on you and you were the one doing something wrong to me. Oh no.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
That's what I told. But I said, let somebody do. I'm gonna be standing on the corner with my hand raised, waiting for the
Mm-hmm.
police to say, "What you? Why you got your hand raised?" I'm so glad you asked. Listen,
This is what happened. Let me tell
I'm
you.
gonna
Come on.
tell it. I'm gonna tell
I'm gonna
it
tell
because
it.
you don't need to be on the streets doing whatever you doing if you
Nope.
out there cutting up
Nope.
like that.
I
But
will
if I
pull
don't want to
pistol.
tell it, I will get scared because I was like, that
Oh
ain't
yeah.
none of my business.
Right. Right. In some scenarios, yeah. I'm not,
Yeah.
and it's funny because again, we were talking about, in general in time when I was younger, oh, you got to go save somebody, you got to go do this, you got to do that. Sometimes, man, I've driven past situations, I'll be like, man, I'll call the police. I'm not
Listen,
going to help nobody.
listen. I
Mm-mm.
got in so much. I ain't even gonna say trouble.
Mm-hmm.
But with my cousin, so I went to college older, and
Mm-hmm.
my little cousin was there at the same time I was there. We was at the same college.
Mm-hmm.
And if she wasn't, I mean, the littlest thing got the biggest mouth and probably couldn't bust a grape in a food fight. The amount of times I had to go up to her apartment and get these chicks up from around her and away from her, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, listen.
I,
And
I
again,
feel
I'm
like the
not doing
volume
this
of
in
a
a
loud
bad.
mouth is
Sometimes
often
it was a
dependent
bunch
upon
of
the
shit.
friends they keep. You be
But
like,
that's
what if you
family, so
shut up?
you gotta go and also tell her to shut up. And one time
Yes.
they were like, we gonna meet her at the student union at such and such a time and such a place, all this other stuff. And I was like, okay. I was sitting around at the student union and one of my people in my class, it was like, you ain't never here. Why are you here? Like, no reason. I'm just hanging out. They were
Just
like,
hanging out.
They were like, we came to see because such and such said they was gonna fight such and such. And then I said, oh, word.
Oh, really? I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Huh.
I said, well, will you let me know if you see so and so? Because that's my cousin. I told her not to come up here. She was like, that's your cousin? Like your real
Yeah.
cousin? I said, absolutely. Don't
Mm-hmm.
play.
Don't
My
play.
cousin ain't come up there. See, and that's the thing. I didn't want to have to fight, but I would if I had
But
to.
you were prepared if need be.
For
And that's
family.
what I tell people. That's what I tell people. I
But it
don't
goes back to what we talked about before, putting people in bad situations that are going to help you and protect you. We're going to talk about it later.
yeah.
But don't put people in a bad situation. I told her that night before, don't you come to that student union. I don't want to. I will,
But I don't
but we
want to.
shouldn't have to.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Because it was absolutely over a dude. Right.
A dude that probably didn't want neither one of them.
Neither one of them. Neither one of them know where that man at now.
You done fought over somebody that don't even want you.
Numerous times.
And I can guarantee you the dude that they don't fight over, that dude would have been there for you, but you don't get me started.
I know, that's a whole other thing. My mama taught me.
That's a whole other episode right there.
She taught me early on, don't fight over a man, no matter what it is. I will never.
I'm not fighting over no woman. I'm
No,
not.
no.
Now, I will fight if you disrespect me,
That's different.
but I'm not fighting you over no woman.
That's
If you
different.
be like, yeah, I was with your chick last night, cool.
Cool.
She your chick now. Bet.
Yeah.
What's the
As long
problem?
as you don't put hands on me.
But the second you put your hand on me, though,
Yeah. Now we got a problem. But we
yeah,
ain't
we got
had
a
no
problem.
problem with you just talking. I don't care.
I
I
don't
was
care.
with him last night. Somebody had to be.
Right.
'Cause-
Right.
and most of that came from when I was younger. Those girls would be like, I was with him last night. Girl, I ain't sleeping with him. You got
Right.
it.
You
He
got
got to
it.
get it from somewhere.
And that's cool. Now you get to have him permanently and all the problems that come with
I
him.
wouldn't even let him have him permanently. I let them have those nights with him and have him walking around in school in public with me just to mess with them. Like, he had to get it from somewhere, and if that's what was gonna happen,
Yeah.
you the fool. Like, you
Beautiful.
the fool for giving it to him.
Yep. He'll come
Cause
right back here.
tomorrow he go be at school with me. I'm
Hmm.
the face fronting person. He don't want to be with you for real.
He don't really want to be with you. You were just something to do.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And again, that was high school. That's not now. I'm not like that now. Like,
No, we grown now. If
yeah,
I don't want
yeah,
to deal with you, I'm not gonna deal with you. Period.
yeah. At all.
I'm not gonna waste my time. And that's work, relationship, family. I got family. I'm sorry. I just don't mess with.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Oh, me
about
too.
birthday, Christmas, holiday. I could care less. Y'all think
Mhm.
I'm joking. I'm dead serious. I have family right now that if they call and was like, yo, I need you, I'll be like, you ain't need me 3 months ago.
Right. Yep.
Because there's one statement I used to make people mad, so mad when I say this. Look, nobody gets a buy. Nobody.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody can get this work. I don't care who
Mm-hmm.
you are. I have
Yes.
boundaries in place for a reason. I've been flexible with them, and the older I get, the less flexible they are. It's like a rubber hose out in the sunlight. I'm sorry, I'm less flexible now. Uh, it, Now you piss me off, it's just a wrap. I don't even have to continue the conversation. Sometimes I just stop the conversation and don't give you a reason. And if
This man
you
said
don't
a
act like
rubber
you
hose.
care enough about it, I'm not gonna push it. I'm not gonna keep pushing the issue. You know how some people get mad at you because you haven't said anything, and you be like, "I was dealing with my own shit." How we got beef because I got quiet.
No, no. How we got beef because you ain't reach out to me and ask me how I'm doing. We got beef because I didn't ask you how you were doing. Oh, okay.
I'm not doing it.
No.
I'll still speak. I'll be like, "Hey, how you doing?" If I saw one of the people that hurt me the most, if I saw him in the street, I'd be like, "What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
I'm not wasting my time and energy being mad at you. The one biggest thing that my ex taught me, my ex-wife taught me, was the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference.
Right.
When you don't even matter.
Yes.
So
Yes.
where seeing you doesn't have any effect on me at all, that's
Mm-mm.
when I truly know I've healed and I'm over it. I
When
see
I
you with a new person and I'll be like, hey,
when I tell you, and you've seen this dude, uh, the one I told you I don't talk to anymore, I don't deal with them,
mm-hmm,
none of that. The one that was almost stalking you when
mm-hmm,
you were up here,
yep.
because you were with me.
Just because I was around you, he want to know who I am. Bro, I ain't no threat. Get out of my face.
No, you could have been, because like, why are you following me? Like, why do you need to know who I am? And to this day,
Facts.
every time I go out, he tries to make sure he's near me, he's in my eyesight. He's still doing it. He still does it. And
It
I
look
look
like I
through
might have
him
to make
like
another
glass.
return trip up that way.
Huh?
I said, it look like I gotta make a return trip up that way. Have an accidental bump in. Hey, what's up, cuz? I heard you was looking for me. No, I wasn't looking for you. Then why are you bothering her? I'm not
Right.
bothering her. Yes, you are.
Make sure he's seen, make sure
That's
he's
crazy.
around, make sure. And like, the thing is, I always see him before he sees me because I watch my surroundings at all times. So I know
Hmm.
who's around me, who's coming in, who's going. Most 9 times out of 10, I've seen him. And I try to be in a space where he's not gonna come, but he makes sure he comes over there. Like, he finds a reason or a way to pretend like where I'm at is where he needs to
It's
be.
where he needs to be.
The only way, which is where I'm at most of the time, is a dance floor. If I'm on the dance floor, he ain't coming out there because he don't dance.
He on
But
dance.
if I'm standing somewhere, if I'm talking to anything, he'll find a way to make his way near me or beside me or around. And I'm like, dude, stop it. It's
You
been
got to post up
years.
on the dance floor then. That's what you got to do.
I normally do. You know, that's my spot out there
Hell
dancing.
yeah. Yeah, out there just chilling. That's, man, that reminds me. Now we talk about time. That, man, 20, 30 years ago, I would go to a club by myself and just be off in the corner, just listening to music. Everybody like, you
Yeah.
go there, you don't talk to nobody? For what? I don't know these people. They don't know me.
Nope.
I don't want to have a bunch of interactions with people who are going to be in my life for 5 minutes and then out my life the next day. Now, I'm not going to lie. I have met some of my closest friends. Just, I remember one time, it was the weirdest interaction. I probably said it before. Um, I was on the phone with one of my female friends, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go make some friends. She was like, yeah, you should. I hung up the phone. I got in my car. I drove to there's a spot in Virginia called Blakely's. I went to Blakely's. I was in there hanging out. Ran into one. I saw this crew of dudes hanging out. They looked like they was having a good time. I called over the bartender. I said, yo, get me and that dude right there a Guinness. Both of us got a Guinness. The dude got the Guinness. He was like, oh, he thought a shorty had sent him the beer. And the bartender was like, nah, that dude right there. He was like, ah, damn. So now every time me and him hang out and people go, oh, how y'all know each other? He likes to always joke, yeah, he picked me up at a bar. I'll be like, man, shut up, dog. I mean, it's true, but still, you can't say that because it sounds
Right.
weird.
Right.
But like me and him been tight for ever since. He lives in the area in Georgia here. I go to see him, and then we plan trips and stuff like that and hang out. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes that's how you can make your best interactions. But a lot of times I just like I base it off of the proper energy with the right people. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I got a group of ladies, like we follow this one DJ, and it's like all of us are always there. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know none of their names. And
I got friends like that too. I don't know their
but
name. We cool.
every time we see each other, it's like, man, we went to a party. It was a day party. He was doing a day party, and it was in January, so it was the beginning of the year. And
Yeah.
so we saw each other like, hey, happy New Year. Don't know none of their names.
All right.
But
See
I
you
will
later.
say,
All right. See y'all later.
yeah. And so also in January, one of them had a birthday, and I just know because another one of them brought them. But I was like, "Oh, it's your birthday! Hey, birthday!" We were out, and this dude was bothering her. I don't know why I always see when somebody bothering somebody, but I pay attention. I don't miss nothing.
Don't miss nothing.
I don't miss nothing from nobody. I'm always in a position where I'm gonna see everything that's going on in case I got to dip.
Mm-hmm.
Because I told you I'm gonna run first.
Yep.
So I saw him and I saw the look on his face. There's some men that get a look on their face, and I don't even know if they know it, that are very, it's like, I can't make the face. It's like, it's a perverted look, like they looking at the woman like, oh, I want that. They think it's sexy, but to most women it's perverted. But I didn't know if she knew this man. So they
So you left
danced.
it alone.
Yeah, for right then, but I was watching, and then like because I'm always near the door, like I said, so I could dip out or dip it. Like I always got to
Yeah.
be close to where I can get in and out.
Yeah.
They danced the second time, and I saw her walk out of the establishment, and she was just like, she had her hands up, and I was like, oh, so I walked out there. I was like, hey, you good? And she was like, yeah, that man getting on my nerves. And I was like, okay. I said, I didn't know.
Noted.
Yeah, I said, I didn't know what it was. I said, he did look weird, and the look on his face was just not giving. He looked like he had prey. Like he was just like, oh. So not all men can do it. I'm trying to think of a like an actor who has
I'm
done it.
literally sitting over here hoping to God that no woman has ever seen that look on my face.
No. Yeah, it's something. It looks almost like that. This is like, and just looking at like a man who, I don't know, and you've probably seen it. Yeah, and he moving like that, and just like, and looking at her up and down, like, oh, like it's a disgusting look. So so she told me she didn't know him. I said, okay, well, when you dance again, I'll come and dance with you before
Yeah.
he gets over there, because I'm gonna see him coming. He was a big dude, like I could
Mm-hmm.
see him in the little crowd, and
Mm-hmm.
so she was like, okay, thank you. I walk back in and go to my spot, And as soon as I stopped at my spot, one of the other girls came running up to me and she was like, "She okay?" I was like, "Yeah." So apparently we all watching each other.
But you got to in this day and age.
Yes,
You
but
got
and
to.
again, we don't know each other. Well, they may know each other's names. I don't know. But she said, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" I said, she didn't like that dude dancing with her. She said, "Okay, it wasn't we were having the same thought. We saw it, we watching it, but we didn't know her
Mhm.
enough to know who she don't know. Because you don't want to step
Right.
in and then they be like, "It's not friend, you get," and then have an
Yeah.
attitude with you.
You know what? And it's weird. And I'm glad you brought that up. I had a situation. It was me and two female friends. One young lady that I knew, she was a bartender. We were at another bar, and
Mm,
her aunt showed up, and her aunt was younger. She was in our age group. It was a weird situation, but anyway. So this dude comes up, and he's like on her aunt, and like at some point, he like grabs the aunt by the throat. Now, me as a man, I want to be protective, but I also don't want to step in the middle of something.
right.
Like this could be his woman, right? So I saw him do that to her, and then I was about to come around, but I'm only hesitating because I'm like, I don't know this relationship. Let me
Right.
make sure I'm not stepping in the middle of nothing. But then she turned around and yoked him back up and was like, "Yo, don't play with me like that." And then he finally got it. Apparently, he was drunk and
Mm,
he didn't know her at all.
yeah.
And he was like trying to, this was supposed to be his smooth way of doing something. And I guess he felt like he had done this with other women before in the area. And like they like that kind of rough stuff. And that's why I tell these women, like, I'm sorry, I'm a red light, green light kind of dude. You don't
Yeah.
get that kind of energy out of me until you've given me a clear, concise green light if I'm available. And that's it. Otherwise, I
Give
don't
me
see
the
shit.
green light.
Period. Don't
Yeah,
come over
that's
here
that's wild.
and I've caught that wave too. I've heard several times, oh well, you always so shy. And I'm like, I'm not shy at all. I just know where I belong, where I don't. And I travel where I'm appreciated. You ain't gonna get that kind of energy out of me for nothing.
Right, right.
Don't expect me to keep pushing up on you if you don't like me. No.
Yeah,
I'm not finding myself in an SA charge just because you don't like bald dudes that day.
right,
And that's been the latest thing too, is at least that I've been seeing is this transition. Just talking with other men lately, the behind the scenes men have been like, yo, I don't I reach out to certain people and I don't put that much effort into it because you can catch a charge. Before it was cute when you would catcall a woman and she'd be mad at you, but now you catch a charge for that or you end up on the internet and get doxxed for some foolishness. I'm not going through all that mess.
right,
No. And
right,
oh, men nowadays are punks because they don't want to try for no women. No, these men ain't trying to go through all that foolishness just to satisfy your craving to have some type of internet attention. Absolutely not.
right.
Nor should you want that for a man or your son.
Right. And some men are genuinely shocked. Like if they hold a door or if they speak or something, and I speak back, I say thank you, or hey, how you doing? I speak back, I smile, I do. They're just like
Yeah,
they're like you when we first met. Who sent you? Who sent you?
I was dead serious too because I was like, "Why you being so nice? What you want?" He was like, "Dude, I'm just trying to be nice. Like who hurt you?" And
No,
I was like, "Do you want the full list?"
no, I wanted information from you when we had that
I
conversation.
remember. I
Yeah,
remember,
but
and
I
I
wasn't
still
just
was like, "No, what you want, homie?"
yeah, no, I did want something. I wasn't just being nice. I needed some information. I was being nosy. I was doing my due diligence for my own internal investigation in life. I do it with
Right,
everything. People
right.
like, why do you want to know? Because I just need it. I just for me.
But it also gives you like healthy information as far as like how you should handle things in your future because you never know when you will. Because sometimes I'm inquisitive. I'm curious,
Yes,
and I
I am.
think that
Yes.
sometimes I think that's why our vibe. Like for instance, when we ask a question, now I know when you ask me a question what it means,
Mm,
right? But for some people, asking that question is like people spend too much time trying to answer the question they think I'm getting to, and not just answering the question I just asked you.
Exactly.
Like, well, what time is it? Well, I mean, I was on my way over to, man, what time is it? Stop giving me a whole list of other stuff. That's not what I asked you.
Right.
Nothing
Not
like
you.
it's of the top things that irritates me most is when people answer questions I didn't ask.
Yes.
You guilty,
Yes.
just say that. Jeez, chill out.
Right. And I will say I have made quite a few friends just by being nosy.
Yeah.
So I asked, well, I didn't ask you for a smoothie moment, but we had that meeting and I was like, let me talk to you for a minute.
When
Because
we
I
were
done
at
heard some
what
stuff
was
and
it,
I need to get
Tropical?
some stuff straight. But also I remember one time I was in the military and there was this girl, she kicked this dude window out, like kicked it out and brought her leg back in, didn't get a scratch on her. That whole window gone. I was like, how you do that? And she was like, what is wrong with you? I said, I just got questions. I said, so what's going to happen? I said, this is how this is going to work. People are going to be asking questions and they're going to say, so-and-so, this, so. I said, they're going to have all this story and not know the facts. I said, I'd rather get the facts from you instead of listening to all these people lie about what happened. I said, so I'm just curious. I'm not doing nothing with information. I just want to know. I said, and then when people start lying, I know they lying because I got the information from you. And she was like, okay. And we became friends from that. Just like with you. I was like, this is what I heard. I just want to know what you got. I just want to know what you know.
And I told you
Let me get your
the
side.
truth, and I was like, look, this is what actually happened. And you was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, that makes sense.
I got tired of the accusations and the BS, and I was like, look,
Yes.
this is what actually happened. Because a lot of times people don't want to know stuff; they just want to blame you for stuff. And that's what I had gotten used to. I had people, I was really close friend. Like I'll be honest with you, I was really close with some people at work one time, and they asked me a weird question, and I was like, why'd you ask me that? And then they got cagey about why they asked me the question. Man, ever since then, I was like, you know what? I'm good. I don't even know what it was about.
Right.
Nor do I care anymore.
If I ask a question, I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking. Most of
I
the
just want to
answer is
know.
gonna be, I just want to know for my personal information.
And if you give me the energy that that's the truth, cool. But if I get the impression that you digging for more than what's man, I don't have time
Right.
for all that. Yo, I don't like being around people that always think I'm trying to hide something. I got some agenda. You think I'm trying to do something I ain't trying to do. A lot,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's got me in some trouble, so to speak, because people think, oh, well, you trying to do something. I'll be like, no, I'm not. I legitimately don't care.
Right. Right.
Like I
And
was
that's
just asking a question.
right. And that's how we built our friendship because we do ask each other a lot of questions.
That's how
And
we ended up on the show.
yeah, because we were like, maybe we should talk about it. And I don't even know.
We got questions.
Yeah. And that's was let's see what happens is what happened today. Oh, speaking of questions, send your questions in. I guess we need to look for questions. Oh my goodness. I hadn't checked the I'm gonna check to see if we have a question for next time.
Make sure you ask several of your questions. Let's find out what you got out there. I would love
Yes.
to know what you got going on. We handle
Yes.
situations as well. You got a situation that has occurred. You kind of curious. We've seen some very interesting internet interactions over the past few months, and we have exchanged much information because you might see one thing, and then we'll see something else. And I like engaging in those psychological understandings of how people interact with one another, and catching those little cues of how well, wait, well, what if the person interpreted it like this? And how come you said it like that? I absolutely love that because I feel like as human beings, oftentimes most of our interactions are merely just misperceptions of what we believe happened.
Yes. Because it is absolutely our perception
Yep,
of how we saw it.
of how it went down. It's true. It's
Yes.
true.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
All right. So I guess we're closing. So I'll talk about my shirt. My shirts is me. It's me on the shirt.
It's you on a shirt
Yes. It says
with
butterfly flow.
with matching lipstick and all. That's wild.
Oh, lipstick is bedroom candy. I got it from our friend Nikita J. So
Shouts out to Nikita J.
yeah, this is called boyfriend. Ex-boyfriend. That's what it's called. This is called ex-boyfriend.
That makes total sense. Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds
So
right.
you need some bedroom candy needs, makeup or other, hit us up. We'll put you in touch with her.
Once again, it has been a pleasure here at People Perspective in the Pulse. Make sure you reach out to us, give us your commentary, let us know how we doing.
Oh, thank y'all for watching.
Appreciate you.
Thank you again for watching People, Perspective, and the Pulse. Reminding you to like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, bring a friend, and let's do it again. Thank you again. Bye.